A wise man once said that you really shouldn't be with others until you learn to be alone with God. I like that. Loneliness can be really tough. It can be a difficult thing to deal with, but it can also push us into a deeper intimacy with God if we allow it to. And once we learn to be alone with God, we can trust Him to bring godly people into our life that we can be friends with. I want to share a few ideas with you about what a good, godly friendship should look like. These ideas come from a conversation a friend of mine and I were having. Her name is Mindy Calliguire, and she's done quite a bit of research on this stuff, so I really trust her opinion. First of all, there has to be a certain level of self-disclosure between friends. You've got to be able to open up to one another and really share what's going on inside. If only one of you is able to do that, then the friendship won't go as deep as it could. You both have to be able to be vulnerable and authentic and open up your hearts to one another. Secondly is this idea of mirroring. Here's how this works. You have to give each other permission not only to look into one another's lives, but also to reflect back what you see. That's where the idea of the mirror comes from. The good stuff reflected back as encouragement and affirmation, and the not so good stuff reflected back as a kick in the butt or a challenge to change some things about your life. I think most people say they're open to that kind of stuff, but very few people are intentional about it. Very few people give other people permission to speak into their life that way. And I think it's critical, if you're going to take your friendship to the next level, that you mirror one another's lives. The next element of a godly friendship almost goes along with mirroring, and it's giving and receiving grace. Let's face it, good friendships are messy. We all screw up. We tick each other off at times. So we have to be willing to cut each other some slack. We have to be willing to give our friend the benefit of the doubt. Grace is when we give someone something that they don't deserve, and we all need it to be a part of our friendships. Fourth, celebration is a major part of a godly friendship. You have to be able to laugh, to have fun, and celebrate what God's doing in your lives together. I don't know what this looks like in your friendships, but I know in my life, when one of my friends has something really cool happen, we use that as an excuse to go out and grab some wings together and just celebrate. I think we could all do a better job at celebration. Not just the major things that happen in our lives, but all the little things that happen along the way. And the last part of a godly friendship that I want to mention, I'm sure there's a lot more out there, but at least these 5, self-disclosure, mirroring, giving and receiving grace, celebration, and then prayer, are some of the most important, in my opinion, to a godly friendship. If we want to keep God in the center of all of our friendships, I think we have to be able to pray with and for one another on a regular basis. That's something that sets our friendships apart from just a couple of people hanging out together. We care for one another deeply from the heart. When we pray for and with our friends, we lay the friendship before God. And I think it even reminds us how important it is for Jesus to be right in the middle of our lives. So if you want to pursue a godly friendship with someone, keep these 5 elements in mind, and then just give it some time. Godly friendships don't happen overnight. They happen over time. And many times they don't happen with the first person you meet. It takes a lot of trial and error, a lot of, "I'm sorry for that, would you forgive me?" to take the friendship to the next level. But let me tell you that it's definitely worth it. When you find someone to share life with, wow. I want to encourage you to start praying and asking God for that kind of friend today. And while you're at it, pray and ask God to make you into that kind of friend as well.